Hello and welcome to another Solana Anchor tutorial. Today we're gonna have a look at how we can use two different token programs in the same instruction. More broadly, we're gonna be speaking about the interface type of Anchor, the type where you allow several things. And I don't know how that works. I was doing the Eki Auditors Bootcamp and they had an advanced Anchor lesson and they just mentioned this interface type and I'm like, that sounds interesting, I want to have a look at that. So here I am having a look at that with all of you guys because we do want to learn advanced Anchor development. So let's go. So we're gonna need Anchor. Let's see. I'm on 0.29. Oh, that's old. I will install latest. That's working great. So that's 0.30. I might regret this later. All the newest versions of all the Solana stuff. And come on, you can build it. Come on. Seems like Anchor is quite a big thing because that takes a while. Yes. So we're now on version 0.31. And if not, I would AVM use latest. But we were already using that. Cool. What if I say Anchor init and I need a name? That's true. Anchor init flex. Because we are flexible in which program we take. I don't know. I'm not creative. Flex initialized. Wonderful. So in our flex, because we're flexing our Anchor skills as well. It's just a good name. Here we have the usual things as you would expect from, Anchor. Just greetings from a program. And what do we want to do? Well, we want to work with the token program. We want to work with the token programs. But let's start with just one token program. And all we do is a simple, transfer. A simple transfer of tokens. So we're gonna use token program, which is definitely going to be a program, but we could even use the types for, no wait, how did that go? Something like that, right? First of all, you don't know that. Okay. But then this thing is somehow in, where is the SPL stuff? I never work with Anchor, it's ridiculous. Should we use ChatGPT again? Give me an example program. Yeah, I know what it does. Anchor SPL, that's what we need. Yes, I've started to work with ChatGPT because that apparently is much faster and it's so smart. There, I got that right. And that token just comes from Anchor SPL token probably. Okay, so we need Anchor SPL. There we go, Anchor SPL in 31 as well. So Anchor SPL, eventually I'm gonna use the transfer. Oh, because now I call this transfer. Oh, that doesn't work. Transfer context, or actually maybe transfer accounts, because that's the context with the accounts. Okay, this still doesn't work. Okay, consider importing token. There we go. Telling you the token must be in there. Okay, there we go. Now we have a token program. Should we flex our grind skills? Flex. There we go. Flexing. Okay, what else do you need in order to do transfers with the token program? Well, maybe token accounts. And ideally, I would also put the mint in there, which is an account. Hey, how did you do that? Mint is also one of the... Yeah, that's handy. Somebody got a sign. Oh, ChatGPT, you're so smart. Just gonna copy that stuff. We will transfer the mint. We will need two token accounts. The mint for us doesn't need to be mutable. This is probably also in there. From token account to token account. Those need to be mutable because those would change. And yeah, then some kind of signer would probably be good as well. Some signer. And then I could add the constraints that the mint of this needs to be that mint and the owner of this needs to be that. Should we do that as an example? I mean, I don't like to because I don't know how to do it by heart, so I would need to look it up. Hey, ChatGPT, are you smart enough? Can you add constraints? Certainly. This is, but I don't think it's correct. It seems smart. It's like, yeah, of course I can do that. But is that really correct? It has one authority. No, that would mean that the from account dot authority is the authority, but that's not it. That is not it. Nice try, but we're gonna go back to reading docs instead of working with ChatGPT. Anchor, SPL constraints, SPL constraints. There. Token mint and token authority and even token program. I could check all of those. So I actually don't like Anchor because that is like whatever, right? It's like I don't know. I can expand it and then see the source code, but this is just so I don't know if I get that wrong, if I spell something wrong. I don't think that so I don't like it. But anyway, just gonna do the same here. The authority we don't care about for this one, but the mint needs to match. So yeah, that's what that would look like approximately. For the mint, we can check, does it have certain decimals or whatever, but we don't really need to. We wouldn't really need to specify the mint here anyway, but I kind of do want to for random reasons because my program might just do other stuff with it. So, but yeah, that's stuff that I could put on the mint. Okay. And then just gonna assume that ChatGPT knows how to do that stuff. I'm gonna borrow this for my transfer. So we're calling the transfer from SPL token from my from account from TA to my to TA. That's the authority. And we create the CPI context with the token program. And then we say token transfer. So from this, we need to get the self. Then we have the token. Self. Then we have the token transfer with this context and the amount, which goes in here. Then it just does a transfer, right? And here we could do some other checks first. You know, the program does something, and then it transfers, or it transfers and then it tries to do something. You know, those details, the implementation, I leave up to you, whatever your program wants to do. This is just an example. So before or after the transfer, you would do your custom check, or you would do other stuff as well, you know. And this is now just for the one token program. Now let's see if that actually works. How would that go? Anchor build. Oh, and then I need some auth phi. Gonna be my authority. Give me 5. Gonna go definite resolution. Did they rename it to resolution instead of seeds? Maybe. Okay, still building, but we're getting to our flex and downloading more stuff. Okay, sure, why not? Whatever. But it seemed like it managed to build my flex. Just installing all sorts of other things now. Okay, we're doing a bunch of more stuff now. Okay, sure. So I guess that was the anchor. So now it created basically the Rust code that will then now be compiled down to actual bytecode. Oh, and here we get the issues. Okay, fine. We're not at all compiling. Fine. Shit. Okay, so this is not at all working as I would like to. Okay, what can we do about that? This. Input the correct struct. Should be the correct type from the Anchor SPL crate. Ensure you're using the right version. That's what the fuck I'm doing. Correct type for the mint account. That's exactly what I'm doing. See, that's just another reason why I don't like Anchor. The whole type stuff, I don't know what to do about that. How about I use version 27.0? You're gonna be happier with that. Using an old version, just testing. Because usually I would say, no, use the exact same version as the Anchor version. That would make sense, then they're compatible. But, I don't know, we'll see. Oh no, now we get even more errors. That was a mistake. Definitely a mistake. I mean, that's not even what I want to, talk about. That's just additional stuff for, working with freaking accounts and whatnot. I could literally, instead of doing it cleanly here, show you how it shouldn't be done by using all sorts of unchecked accounts. This is how you shouldn't do it. But since Anchor pisses me off, this is how I might be doing it. Just checking, does that work? And then we never go back to it, never look at it again, because now it works. except it doesn't. Still panicking. Safety checks failed. Mint is unsafe, but not documented. I know what I'm doing. Lol. Totally know what I'm doing. Absolutely, certainly know what I'm doing. Easy. Fixed it. This is not how you should do it. Definitely not. Do not copy me. I'm a very bad instructor. I just also get tired of Anchor messing with me. So basically, those are all unchecked accounts. Why am I even using Anchor if I don't let Anchor check my accounts? Well, because I'm only focusing on this thing. I just want to talk about this part. Do the checks for that yourself if you manage to get Anchor to work. Why am I even messing with Anchor? Because, I mean, it has nice features. It's good in terms of security because it does so many checks for you. But on the other hand, it's more difficult to compute unit optimize it. And also, personally, I just feel like this is way more difficult to work with. Like, it's easy to get started with, but then getting stuff like, I spent way too much time just trying to figure out like types and shit. Whatever. We are doing an Anchor tutorial, and an hour in, I get freaking annoyed by Anchor. That tells you something about me or Anchor, or both. Anyway, moving on. We're focusing on this part. Let's say I had all the checks for that stuff, because nobody ever puts in anything else than what I want in there. Let's deploy this program and see if it actually works. How would that go? Anchor deploy? Just like that? We'll try. Sweet. We're flexing our program. Okay, now let's call that program. Flex it. We have the connection, we have the pair that I have from my keys. Then mint. Just gonna make a new one, no? We go to devnet, we set this authority and we say SPL token create token. This is my token then. Wonderful. Create account real quick for this as well. Mint myself a few tokens. Okay, so we have the mint. We derive the ATA for the mint and me as the payer, and then we need a receiver. I don't know. Who's gonna receive? You are. You. Right. That's the receiver. I like doing stuff manually here. I mean, I could use the Anchor IDL and stuff. So then that's the receiver ATA. And then basically I just built that instruction. Wait, no, in TypeScript it works like this. Program ID is the token program. Wait, bullshit. No, my program. I want to call my program the flex. This one. Program ID. I don't need to say program ID is program ID. TypeScript is smart enough to get that. Then the data, or this is again gonna be a bit annoying. We're gonna allocate 16 bytes. And then data write, just as an exercise for myself, if I still know how that's done. The function I'm trying to call is this one. And so I need a SHA-256 from global and the function, I think like this. And then the first 8 bytes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They go, that was hex now. They go in here. And then a big int, uint64, little endian for the amount at the offset 8. And what is the amount? 1 token, and it has 9 decimals. Something like that. Good. And then that's the data that I also put in here. Wonderful. Next up, the keys. So here, wait, this should be an array. Here, it's gonna get interesting again. Because now we need, and yes, I love to do that manually because then at least I know what's happening. I'm just that kind of person. Here come those keys that are not even checked. But it doesn't matter because we provide the correct ones. Mint from to authority token program. Let's go. Number 1. Actually, I will have it in one line. Pub key is mint, is signer, false, is writable, false. Number 1. Number 2 is the ATA. That is also not a signer, but it is writable. Then the receiver ATA is also not a signer, but it is writable. Then the authority is my payer, so that's the user pub key, that is in fact a signer and it is also writable. And then the token program, which is not a signer and not writable. Those are my keys. And that we just send, put that instruction into a version transaction, sign it, and for now just simulate it. Let's see. TS node, can I run this? No. Oh no. I don't even have types. Getting there. Getting there. Okay. And we fail. Invalid account data for instruction. Ah, well, but at least we get greetings from Flex already. So that means we already made it through all of those checks. Because we don't do any checks here. But that check apparently went through. And then we fail why exactly? We call the transfer and then we have an invalid account. So even the discriminator seems to be correct. And then we have invalid account data. Wait. No, that's already the transfer of the token program. So we already made it all the way to that invoke here. And there we have invalid account data then. Which, fair enough, I know what that is. That is the account data. The receiver ATA doesn't even exist. That's true. So either I put that into my transaction as well, that I put the instruction for creating an ATA for the other person, or I do it manually here. SBL token create account for that token for you as the owner, and I'm gonna fee pay. Missing signature. Okay, fine. There you go. And then that account exists. Cool. So if we now call that one more time. There we go. Now we get success. That's how I like it. Successful. So we see our program is being called, the transfer instruction of our Flex program, which just calls the token program with a transfer, and that actually works. We can now actually send it, not just simulate it. Boom. Then we also get a signature that we can look at in Explorer. Here we go. And we see that the authority sent one of its tokens to you. This is the token account from you. 8. Okay. Cool. So that works. Of course, as a homework, you want to get that to work and actually, you know, do some proper checks while you already put the mint in here and stuff. But I leave that as a homework because I want to spend time on something different now, which is, okay, now this works for the token program. What if I had a different token with a different token program? Like Flex22. What a great name. Where we SBL token create a token for Token 2022, the token Z. Boom. So that's the token. It's the mint. And everything else stays the same. I derive my ATAs for that mint, have the same instruction, same amount, and then I use the Token 2022 program ID. Would that still work? What's your guess? My guess is no, but actually maybe Anchor is so smart that it even allows token to be any token program. I don't think so, but maybe. No. So, program ID was not as expected. The token program, invalid program ID. So it expected the token keg and we gave it the token Z. Oh no. Well, what can we do about that? Well, either we change it to the token 2022, which I would need to import. Then it would work. I would need to redeploy that and then it would work. Let's do that. Sure, why not? Yeah, I mean, come on. Not like we don't have anything else to do. Anchor build, deploy. Then that should work. An account required by the instruction is missing. Wait, which am I calling now? The 22. Oh, does the token 2022 also have a different transfer function? Oh yeah, so this then also requires a different... Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, because here it has hard-coded the SBL token program. Well, not with me, my dear. I'm gonna just take this, put it here, not do this, and instead use my beloved token program here. And then I invoke. I always called it token account, which is not the nicest name, but it makes a bit more sense. Signer seeds, do I need? Actually, I have the authority, I'll just invoke. Expected account info found unchecked account. Oh, damn it. There we go, fixed it. Okay. And then, can I directly do this or do I need to? No, I don't need to. Wonderful. Cool. Let's first see if that builds. Basically, I extracted that part such that I can put my token program in here, such that this doesn't force me to use whatever token program. Okay, builds. Let's deploy. Oh no. What happened? Why did you fail? Not enough sol or what? How did I spend all of my sol already? Damn. Can I have another 2.5 maybe? I'm just losing all of my sol. Count data too small for instruction. But can't you just automatically just resize it? Why do you keep failing for this? That's really annoying. Okay, let's do it manual. Solana program deploy with this key pair, target, deploy, flex, so. Account data too small for instruction. And I'm losing all of my goddamn sol, damn it. I'm too lazy to recover that, it's just definite sol. Damn. Do I still remember how I resize program accounts? I mean, my quick fix would be to deploy it to a different program ID. That's easy. But then I still, like if I was on mainnet, I would really want to resize it. I made a video on that. Oh, it's here. But where do I extend it?
Account data too small for instruction.
Yes, exactly that.
Let's add 1,000 bytes.
Solana program extend. Oh, I'll need sol again. Until that faucet blocks me. Damn it! Okay, I hope that's enough. Solana program extend. Program ID additional bytes. Program ID additional bytes. I don't know. How many do we have now? Now we have 200,000 bytes. Oh, wow. So maybe another 100,000 bytes. What did that cost us? Not too much. It's not too bad. Let's see if we can now deploy. Come on, you can do it. And yes! I know how things work around here. Wonderful. I just needed to extend that program because apparently it didn't have enough space. You gotta know those things. So, moving on. Where were we? We were just doing this. Right. Okay. And now, if I simulate this transaction, it still tells me incorrect program ID for instruction. Isn't that the same thing that I had earlier? I guess it's still not correct because we're still building this instruction with the SBL token instruction transfer. There must be a more general version of this. Because this again does check the program account. Damn it. That's a nice way to do this with a vector with capacity. And the data comes from where? Token instruction transfer. You know what? I'm gonna borrow this as well. Say that's a general transfer. That should ideally work for both Token 2022 and the old one. And we just don't do that check. I think that the discriminator is the same for both of them. At least I hope so. If I were to write the second token program, I would do it the same. So I'll just assume that it is the same. And then we push that and then we get that. And so instead of this, we do our general transfer. Build it. Nope, doesn't build. Aha, there we have two. See, that's the problem. But if I import the one from here, that has a transfer with an amount, but it's deprecated. We should use transfer checked. And that is an enum. So we have, damn it, now I need to count. 0, 1, 2, 3 would be transfer. 10, 11. 11 is transfer checked. 11 is transfer checked, which also takes the decimals. And if I were to use not the token instruction from 22, but from the SBL. So the token keg. Here I have 0, 1, 2, 3 again for transfer. This one not being deprecated. 9, 10, 11 is a thaw account. Oh, did I miscount? One more time. 11. Okay, so the transfer check is at different places, as far as I can tell. But the transfer is at the same place. So let's just use the deprecated transfer. I mean, really, you would probably not do it like that anyway. You would, you know, switch for the token programs. If it's that one, then use that. And if it's that one, then use that. I'm just being lazy and not trying to implement it that neatly. So what's the problem with your result? Sure, just make me a result of an instruction. I don't mind. Can I build that? Yes. Can I deploy that? Okay, and now, there we go. That looks better. Invalid account data. We are sending to the token Z. Oh yeah, that's the same thing as we had in the very beginning. Because we're not creating the ATA, I would need to do this very thing just for this token and also for this program ID. Here you go. I create you the ATA up front. And then, maybe it's something else. Transfer, but I mean, we are invoking the transfer of the token Z, so that's already the right thing. But invalid account data, wait, what am I putting in? Token program from to authority. Oh man, what am I doing wrong now? Invalid account data. Oh, of course, because I derived the accounts incorrect. Oh, yeah, my bad. Obviously, I need to derive the ATAs for the token 2022 as well. Oh man, my bad. Okay, yeah, true. But with that, still invalid account data. Damn it. Still messing something up. Let's do some logging. ATA and receiver ATA. Let's check if they both exist. This account does not. Oh, yeah, true. It doesn't. I never minted myself tokens for this one. Oh man. SVL token. Create account. I didn't even create an account for myself. There we go. Now we created that. And then also, I didn't mint myself any of those tokens. I'll also mint myself 100 of those. Okay, but now that we have an account and also tokens in that account, now that would almost work, except we have insufficient funds by the token program. And it doesn't come from a system program, so it's not a insufficient sol, it's insufficient tokens. I should have 100 tokens. I have 100 tokens. I don't see how I don't have enough funds. Oh, I just didn't wait long enough for the mint to be. Okay, perfect. It just didn't finalize the mint yet. There we go. Now it works for token 2022 as well. Ha. Well, is the as well even correct? Does the other one still work? Does the not 2022 still work? Nope, because this one now expects cost. Oh yeah, of course it doesn't work because I hard coded in here that we expect the token 2022. If I remove that again and redeploy, lol, that's how you should not do it, of course. Would then the other one still work? 3, 2, 1. Yes. So now we have a program that ignores a lot of checks and that works for a general token transfer. Again, you probably shouldn't do it like that. I counted that it has like token instruction transfer for both of them is the third index, or actually the fourth index starting at 0 for both token 2022. So basically what we're doing is we're invoking another program, in this case, that token program, with the exact same data. So what my use case is, I have a sub-program and my program calls this sub-program, but there's a second sub-program and sometimes I want to call the other sub-program. Those two are equivalent, and once I call this, whatever the user provides me as an address here. Of course, in this particular case, the token program and the token 2022 program are not the exact same, but for the transfer instruction, let's treat it as if they're the exact same. Of course, I can do more with token 2022, but if you had your other custom programs and you know they take the exact same accounts and the exact same instruction data, then you could do it like that, where you just say, oh, this is how I build my instruction data. Those are the accounts. Those are my signers. Boom, just call this one and then invoke. But now we're still stuck with, I still have this token thing here. Of course, I could go and say, oh, this is just an unchecked account. And then I deal with it later on and do the checks myself manually that it's this or this. But here, at this point, we finally get to the thing that I wanted to explore today, which is the interface. Because I've heard there is an interface of something, and I don't actually know how that works. Hold on. Interface, type validating the account is one of a set of given programs. Wraps over the program, allowing multiple possible program IDs. Useful for any program that implements an instruction interface. Yeah. If a program has an interface, that's where the name comes from. If the program implements the interface. So in our case, the token program implements the transfer interface. I think that's what it says here. For example, SBL token and SBL token 2022 both implement the SBL token interface. Right. So there is probably then an easier way to work with the interface of both of the SBL tokens. I would need to figure out how that works. But let's just stay with that. How do I now just get the right program? Let's see, hold on. If I were to do this and then I have my type example, interface, my program. Between anchor line and anchor SBL, the following interface types are provided out of the box. Token interface. Oh, that sounds good. So I can do token interface, but are you happy with that? Huh. Still not sure what exactly that does. I would like to first do it manually. Okay, I don't know how much I trust ChatGPT. It uses my token interface. So it defines an interface. So then just programs that have implemented this interface will be allowed. Oh, that's cool. And I guess the token interface, both of the token programs implement the token interface. IDs. Yep, the IDs that support this is the SBL token and the SBL token 2022. Cool. So that's how you support those two programs. You can of course write your own interface and then have the sub programs implement your interface that does, whatever. And with that interface, you can then also properly work. We'll get to how we can properly work with that and, not do weird stuff like I did here, but actually work with the interface. But for now, let's test if I can just, make this an interface and then both of the programs work. That would be freaking amazing. I don't think that it will work first try though. Does it even build? It does. Nice. Deploy. Wonderful. Then let's flex a bit. That seems to work. I did manage to transfer another token with a token program. And then for Flex 2022, let's also send. That also works. Amazing. Look at this. And also with the token 2022, transfer token. Ha! And that's how we use an interface. Nice. So that token interface allows any of the token programs that implemented that interface. Should we have a look at how we write our own interface, or should we have a look at how to properly call this interface? Because what I did here is pretty, not very clean stuff. This general transfer, I just know that it works because both of the token programs do it the exact same. But they don't even need to do it the exact same. They just need to stick to the interface, and then I need to call the interface and not the specific instructions. So how do I do that? How can I work with that interface? Anchor SPL. Where does the interface come from again? Token interface. Token interface, token interface. What's in here? There might be more interesting things in here. From the token interface, I can use all of those. For instance, a transfer. And then a transfer checked. I mean, I can also use the deprecated one. Let's use the deprecated one for now. And that is then from the interface and not from one of the specific ones. Gonna remove it from the specific ones. And in fact, I'll make it more explicit. I'll just get myself the self, just that we're really sure that we use this one. And then we say this token interface transfer, because that's the general way how to do it. And then we don't do this weird stuff that I did here, but we do it as we would have done it just for the token program, just that we don't use it for the token, but for the token interface. This is deprecated. We could instead use the transfer checked. Yeah, let's use the transfer checked, which also takes the decimals, and I'm just gonna hard code them in there because I know both of my tokens have 9 decimals. Or, I mean, cleaner would be to put them here. And then I also need the transfer checked context though, which should be the same. No, that now also requires the mint to be able to check the decimals. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. So you also need the mint, which we also provided in our accounts. We're not checking it, but we have it. Yeah, there was a reason why I put this in the beginning. So I can do transfer checked. I totally knew that I need that later. Yeah, so that's the accounts. And then we just call it like this. Yeah, that actually already calls it, right? That does the invoke in there, right? I guess so. Let's try if that works. We build and we deploy. For now, what we did, just to double check this, we were calling this program, an inner instruction here, with the this exact data, right? So that's the amount, type is transfer. Actually, that's as raw as it gets. I want this, can I have this more raw? I want to have the instruction discriminator. You don't give me that, no? Okay, Solana FM. So token, yeah, there we go. There we see it. So the discriminator was 3 and the amount was 1 token, and the accounts were source, destination, authority. And that was the same for both of the programs, right? For both the token Z, but also the token keg. When we did the token keg, also here, if we look at the inner instructions, we have source, destination, authority, and the exact same discriminator and exact same amount. That's why I don't really need this interface, or actually the interface is literally one-to-one, map it through. But you can have a more complex interface like we do here, where the transfer checked actually does map to a different instruction discriminator. It doesn't need to be one-on-one exactly. And that's what we're gonna have a look at. We did deploy this, right? Yes, we did. So let's run it. First for the token keg. Oh no. Oh, because we are missing the decimals now. And here I'm just gonna hard code them. There we go. And we need to do that here as well as here, because we added the decimals here now. Let's flex again. There we go. That seemed to have worked. Let's have a look. So token keg with a transfer checked, and the discriminator for transfer checked in token keg is 12. Now, what if I do it for token 2022? Also, that works. The interface seems to work. I'm calling the token Z. Oh, the discriminator is also 12. I just miscounted. Okay, fair. I thought for this one it was 11. But, you know, fair enough. But the interface works. Interesting. Here it says sent from here to here. So that's token accounts, and here from token account to owner. weird. Solana FM is still a bit weird to me. But the cool thing is that the interface actually works. This here, that is how we can make transfers or any of those, right? There's more in here in this interface. We can do close account, we can do approve, burn, freeze, memo transfer, mint2, revoke, permanent delegate. I mean, I guess the interface for the token keg will just not implement that. So if you try to do that on token keg, it might just not work, right? If I try to do something with a metadata pointer on token keg, that will of course somehow fail. Should we have a look at that? Nah, it's homework for you as well. But the things that both of them have, like, you know, approve, burn, close account, that will work with the interface. And we don't need to have two separate instructions, because that would be the alternative. Have a transfer and a transfer 2022 or something, which is really not nice. It's really much nicer to have this interface. And then we can just use the exact same instruction and we'll automatically use the right token program that we supplied, because both of the token programs implement that interface. And that's pretty cool. We don't need to do that manual stuff either. That was just temporarily because I didn't know how that interface works. Nice. Now we're 2 hours in. Should we now get that to work properly? Don't want to sit on that loss. We're going to attempt to get this to work. Can I get it from the token interface, the mint? Because then it's probably both a token 2022 mint or a token keg mint. And the same with a token account. Just gonna explicitly state that here. But then you still don't like this. You still say token interface mint anchorlang owner is not satisfied. Anchor SPL token account. Okay, one thing after the other. Let's leave the mint here. Just deal with the token accounts for now. What's the issue here? Token account owner is not satisfied. So you recommend I just use this. Then we get discriminator that implemented for token account. Wasn't that something I just found here? Need to add IDL build to the IDL build list of the cargo TOM. Aha. I see. Well, you gotta find that out. What? That fixes it? Wow, okay, yeah. Good that we have Stack Exchange. Without that, I would have never found the solution. But like, wow, okay. Sure, you gotta add that to the IDL build. Alright. Getting smarter every day with freaking Anchor development. So now that builds for the regular token account, does it now also build for the token interface token account? No. That still messes with me because it doesn't have an owner. So we then just use the regular token. But then I'm afraid that it will just work for the token program, but not for token 2022. So it will work for token keg, but not for token extensions. However, I don't know, so let's try. At least it builds. Does it still work for token keg? Yes, that should work. Okay, does it work for token Z? No, because here we have the wrong owner of the program, yeah. So how can I make those accounts also accept both token keg and token Z? I don't know. And this I once again leave for you as homework. But it would be really good to figure it out. Why does it not work with the token interface? Because token interface has a token account. Maybe I also need to call that interface then. But that I guess is just for programs. Yeah, now it doesn't have IDs. So what would that be? Account type interface. There is an interface account. Ha! That's cool. That's what I want. Yes. Give me interface accounts, because then we can use interfaces. Woo! And then we don't need to do that weird shit. Does that still build, or do we need to do something more? Looks like that still builds. And here we go. And flex still works. And now 2022 also works. Yes! Nice! That's how we use interfaces. By using interface account. And then, yeah. So interface is for program, and interface account is for data accounts, like program accounts, or any accounts that stick to a certain interface, like the token interface. Wonderful. I like this. And that is how you work with two token programs at the same time, or any programs that define an interface, right? Any metadata program, any whatever, where an interface is defined, or where you define an interface. You could define an interface for, you know, different dexes. I mean, complicated, but yeah, possible. So that's pretty cool. And now we can still add our stuff like, oh, the token mint should be the mint, and the token authority should be the authority, and the token program should be that token program. That it already checks that here. You don't like this one? Program ID? What was it? Token program. Okay. Right, we can add those things. Here would not check for the authority, but for the token program as well. Right. I can add those checks now. And they build. And I can deploy such that if I would try to send from the receiver ATA to the ATA, then it should already fail because of that constraint. Yep, there we go. Constraint token owner. The token owner is not the authority as I specified. So those checks also work. Cool. We made that work as well. Wonderful. I like it. I can leave you with that. Being a good dev and doing those checks properly and not having unchecked accounts. Don't use unchecked accounts. Just temporarily. For educational purposes only. Yeah, good. Nice. Interfaces. We discussed them. Wonderful. Enough. I'm done. Both mentally and with that program. We did the thing that we wanted to do. As a challenge for yourself, define your own interface and write two programs that implement that interface, and then one program that can call either of the programs, whatever is supplied. That could be a cool exercise for yourself, because that requires even more than what we did so far. For now, we just used an interface that was already defined by SBL, the token interface. But honestly, it's the most important one, because a lot of programs work with tokens, and there are those two token programs. And you want to be able to support both of them. And interfaces really help you do that. And the concept of an interface is also super helpful for, you know, general programming. If you have the interface defined, for instance, for a transfer, then it's easier to call that program, because you just need to stick to the interface when calling it. And the program library itself can then implement how the instruction actually needs to look for that specific program. Anyway, I hope you get why interfaces are so cool. I hope that you now know how to do them in Anchor. Here are some other videos, and I will see you in the next one. Till then, like and subscribe, and I'll see you around. I need a break now because it's got like 35 degrees in here and I'm sweating. But we made it work. Hands in the air. Like we know how to work with Anchor.